If I was a normal dude and I saw, well, I don't have it, but back when I had it and stuff, I would have saw my profile. I'd be pissed. I'd be furious. Like, look at this guy, how he lives.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, I mean, it
is upsetting. So the reason a lot of men are depressed is because life as a man is depressing. But the bottom line behind it, the red pill, is that nobody cares about men and nobody cares that we're depressed.
That's it.
They pretend they care and they say, oh, we care about men's mental health. But then what do they offer as a prescription? They offer more of the slave mind, more obedience, more complicity. They want us to sit there and be better slaves, but that's never going to result in happiness for a man. You're not going to be happy with yourself inside of your heart. You're not going to be respected by women. You're never going to be rich and successful. Inside of every single man, there's a rebel. We like the idea of standing up and saying the things we're not supposed to say. We like the idea of standing up and sticking by what we believe in, protecting and providing for the people we care for. Even those things are seen as wrong now. If I sit with these matrix-minded liberal psychos and say that I pay for my girlfriend's life and I pay for my mother's life, I take care of all the women in my life, they see me as oppressive and dangerous because I take care of people, because I'm a nice person, because I give people money. It's crazy. So these people, the only prescription they have is further down the slave mind. Anyone who buys that is going to be annihilated by themselves. And this is what I say when a lot of people have said to me, Andrew, why haven't you just disappeared and given up? This war is here, and the war is not going anywhere. You can either stand up and resist the slave mind, resist the matrix, and fight the war against them and feel true to yourself and true to your heart, or you can give in to their programming and fight a war against yourself, because you're going to sit there depressed, arguing with your own mind all day, unsure why you're constantly unhappy. Men are unhappy because the life path which has been laid out for us is a depressing one. It's a depressing one. That's why men are depressed. It's a depressing life. And all these people who are constantly complaining about how they feel probably don't have a spectrum of emotions much different to mine. The difference is I don't sit around and cry about it, because I don't live that kind of life. I don't have that kind of conditioning in my mind. I don't give a shit how I feel. I have things to do. Yeah, if I was raised as a pussy, I'm sure I would be a pussy. but I never was. And that's what most of these men are. I'm being honest. When people come to me, I feel this way, you're a pussy. Oh, but I feel. Who gives a fuck how you feel? Your emotion has nothing to do with the harsh reality of this world. You're either successful or you're not. Life is binary. You either win or you lose. You survive or you don't.
The thing I say that triggers everyone the most is I say depression isn't real. My point is this: feeling depressed is real. Everyone can feel depressed, but depression as some disease you catch from the sky that cripples you and you can't do anything about is not real. You have depressing situations that make you feel depressed. The only thing you can do is change that situation to make yourself happy. There's no other way out. If you're fat and lonely and broke and depressed, you need to stop being fat, stop being lonely, and stop being broke, and you might feel better. So if you can respect your own word and say, you know what, I'm depressed, whatever. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm losing 20 pounds. That's what I'm gonna do. And you stick to it, you'll be surprised how much better you feel. You'll be surprised how quickly you start to think, you know what, I can do this.
So you got to keep this in mind. I'm tired of hearing guys message about how they feel. I don't feel motivated. I don't feel. Leave the feelings to the girls, right? That's what they do. We act. We're men of action. We get things done. So the world got built. All of it. All the men who built the fucking skyscrapers felt scared. They did it anyway. You need to become a man of action. Stop worrying about how you feel and start worrying about what you're supposed to be doing. How about that?
Like, how do you deal with having to stop doing something before your time is up, basically, right? Before you chose to stop. Yes. Yes.
I could sit here and talk about how hard it was at 28 after the injury, having to give up my kickboxing career, and oh, it was hard because of this, it was hard because of that. Just like shoulder pain, just like a hangover, just like something sad happening to you, it was something I had no control over. Guess who ever knew it bothered me? Nobody.
No, good.
Do you think it bothered me? Maybe it did. I wouldn't admit it here. And
We'll never know.
Because I don't need therapy. I'm not going to talk about my problems. I was 28. My shoulder fucked up because of this car crash. It was ripped to pieces. I had one more fight. Didn't win. It was an MMA fight. I couldn't get the guy off me because my shoulder was dislocating. I tapped out. And I thought, it's time to call it a day. And after that, I never spoke about how hard it is to quit fighting.
Good.
It wasn't a choice. You know, it's how hard is it to have to lose your arm in an accident? Well, probably very.
Yeah.
But is talking about it going to make your arm grow back? I mean, that's a more extreme example of what I went through.
Yeah.
But who gives a shit? The world cares if you're a winner, and the world cares if you're a loser. If I'd sat there and drank myself into depression because I'm sad that I can't kickbox anymore, no one today would know who I was.
True.
But I continued. In fact, I became a millionaire the very next year.
Oh, beautiful.
That was when I first reached millionaire status. So, who gives a shit how it made me feel?
Yeah.
You don't really give a shit. And I don't even give a shit. So who gives a shit? You're sitting here listening to me. Why? Because I was a kickboxer? Probably not. There's probably other reasons why you're sitting here listening to me today. So nobody cares. And problems like that, everyone needs.
Feeling depressed is real. That is a real thing. And I truly believe that the reason you feel depressed is so that you are inspired into action. You're unhappy with your surroundings and you're inspired. This is the reason why you don't want to go to jail. Both of us don't want to go to jail because we'll both be depressed because we don't like our situation. It's a natural human instinct to make you work hard and try harder to build a life. So when people come to me and go, oh, I can't, I'm fat and I don't know what to do because I'm depressed. I say, no, you're depressed because you're fat. Go the other way around. So that's the first thing. Feeling depressed is real. But this idea that you can walk through life and everything's fine and you can catch depression from the sky like a disease and it strikes your brain and there's nothing you can do about it. And no matter how hard you try, you are depressed no matter what. This is garbage. This is complete garbage that's been propagated by the weak-minded. And the proof of this is that in countries with a harder life, where people are too busy struggling to survive, there's less depression. It's only in these countries that have nothing else to fucking worry about. If it was true the way they teach it, it'd be universal across the human condition. It isn't. So basically, your life's so good, the only thing you have to do is sit around and worry about why you're not happy enough. It's bullshit. The whole field, the whole industry, the whole way we view depression, the way we view happiness, the way we view sadness is all garbage from head to toe. I think it's all bullshit. You can throw the whole thing out the window. And I start again when people come to me and say about happiness, and I say, who the fuck said you should be happy in the first place? Who even said you should be? I don't care if you're sad. I never told you you should be happy. How many push-ups can you do? Not enough. Get to fucking work.